Ganayarashish Sambhushitam Chinta Chinta Samastavedanipunam Shri Rupa Panthanugam Govindabhidam Ujjalam Bharatanam Bhaktianvitam Sundaram Vande Vishwa Guruncha Divya Bhagavad Premno Hi Bijabradam Devam Divyatanam Suchandravadanam Balarkachelanchitam Sadrarandapuram Sadekvarnam Vairagya Vidyam Buddhim Shri Siddhantanidim Subhaktilasitam Saraswatanam Varam Vandetam Shubhadam Madekasharanam Nasiswaram Śrīdharam Shri Siddhanta Saraswati Dividito Gauriya Gurvanvaye Bhato Bhanuriva Prabhat Gagne Yogaura Sankirtanaye Mayavadatimingilo Daragatan Udhritta Jivaniman Krishna Prema Sudhabdiga Hansukam Pradat Prabhum Tam Bhaje Namo Gaura Kishoraya Bhaktavadhuta Murtaye Gaurangra Padma Bhrangaya Radha Bhav Nishevine Vande Bhakti Vinodam Shri Gaura Shakti Sarupakam Bhakti Shastragya Samrajam Radha Rasa Sudhanidim Gaura Rajashitashi Shaira Vaishnavaira Vanda Vigraham Jagannatha Prabhum Vande Premabdhim Vidya Vaishnavam Vancha Kalpataru Bhayascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakhyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Namo Mahavadannaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratushe Namo Sashtang Dandat Pranam to all the Vaishnavas, devotees, servitors, Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math, serving worldwide. You're welcome to our Friday evening online Sangha. Everyone else also our Namaskar and welcome. Let me bring on our panelists here. Dandat Pranam, Shripad Arun Krishna Prabhu, welcome.
Dandat Prabhu.
Dandat Pranam, Shripad Chinmadev Prabhu, welcome.
Dhanyavad.
Hare Krishna. We're broadcasting on the orders of Srila Bhakti Pavan Janardhan Mahārāj at Sokal Puri, trying to be of some service to the servitors. We're reading and discussing the Golden Volcano of Divine Love by Srila Śrīdhar Mahārāj. And we will pick up from where we left off last week. So we were at page 51 and 52, if anyone cares to follow along. And I'll just read from Mystic Revelation. That was the last section. So from there, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is revealing himself, his identity to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya as a combination of Lord Krishna and Narayan. And as he does that, Sarvabhauma is not able to maintain his consciousness and he passes out. So when he comes around, comes out of his trance, now this is Param Guru Mahārāj. He found that boy still sitting there like a student with great humility. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him, "May I go for today?" Sarvabhauma said, "Yes, you may go now." The Lord went away. And Sarvabhauma remained there. After some time he recovered and began to think, "What have I seen? Four-handed Narayan? Then Krishna playing the flute? I was not defeated by a man. That is my solace." Sarvabhauma became a charged man and composed 2 verses. Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga Shiksharthamayeka Purusha Purana Shri Krishna Chaitanya Śrīdhari Kripam Buddhiriyas Tamaham Prapadye. I surrender unto the lotus feet of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is an ocean of mercy. He is the original personality of Godhead. Krishna, and has descended to teach us the real meaning of knowledge, renunciation and devotion to him. Kalananashtam bhakti yogam nijamya pradushkritam Krishna Chaitanya nama avirbhutastasya padaravinde gadham liyatam chitta-bhringa. Let the honeybee of my mind dive deep into the lotus feet of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna himself. He has appeared to revive the path of unalloyed devotion, which has almost become lost due to the influence of time. A taste supreme. These two verses were composed by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, expressing that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Lord himself. The next day, early in the morning, Sriman Mahaprabhu, with some prasadam from the Jagannath temple, ran to Sarvabhauma while he was still in bed. He cried in a loud voice, "Sarvabhauma, how wonderful is this prasadam! It has a very extraordinary taste. Please take it. I have come for you with this prasadam." Sarvabhauma arose from bed as Mahaprabhu offered him the prasadam, and he could not but accept it without cleansing his mouth. Ordinarily, a Brahman Pandit early in the morning will first cleanse his mouth, bathe, offer different prayers, and only then take prasadam. But when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally came and offered it to him with his own hand, what could Sarvabhauma do? He had to accept that prasadam. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him, "We have previously experienced the taste of so many things like ghee, rice, sweets and spices. We all know what flavors they have, but this is wonderful. This has touched the lips of Krishna himself. It is extraordinarily wonderful and tasteful." Then Sarvabhauma eagerly ate that prasadam and began uttering some mantras. Shushkam prayushitam vapi nitam va duradeshata praptimatrena bhoktavyam natra kala vicharana na desha niyamastatra na kala niyamastatha praptam mannam drutam shishyair bhoktavyam harir bravit. One should take the Mahaprasad of Sri Krishna as soon as one receives it, without consideration of time or place, even though it may be dried up, stale, or brought from a distant country. The prasad of Sri Krishna is to be taken by gentleman as soon as it is received, without hesitation. There is no regulative principles concerning time and place. This is the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Today, I have conquered the world. He took prasadam, and the Lord and servant embraced one another and began to dance in ecstasy. As they danced, the symptoms of ecstasy appeared in both of them. They perspired, trembled, and shed tears. Absorbed in ecstatic love, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Today I have conquered the whole world, for I have converted a scholar like Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya." Now he has so much faith in Mahaprasad that without performing any Vedic rituals, he took the prasadam. My mission is successful. From that day on, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya knew nothing but the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and could only explain the scriptures with the conclusions of devotion. Seeing that Sarvabhauma had become a follower of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gopinath Acharya began to clap his hands and dance. He said, "Well, Sarvabhauma, what do you think now?" Sarvabhauma replied, "Gopinath, you are my real friend, for it is by your grace that I have received the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu." Hare Krishna. I don't know about you, Arun Prabhu, but in my family, like till grandfather's time, what Param Guru Mahārāj is saying about persons waking up and not taking anything till all the rituals are performed is, I have seen it, so.
Yeah, and then my family that continued all the way to my father, mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And see how Mahaprabhu broke it. Next chapter reads, Friend of the Fallen. Although it is the duty of justice to seek qualifications, mercy has no such limit. Divine mercy does not care for any qualifications, but is always ready to compensate the weak and unfit. Only one thing is required: our serious eagerness to receive mercy. In Chaitanya Charitamrita it is said, Krishna bhakti rasabhavitamati kriyatam yadi kutopi labhyate tatra laulyam api mulyam ekalam janma koti sukratera labhyate. Pure devotional service to Krishna cannot be obtained by performing pious activities even for millions of birds. It can be purchased only by paying one price: intense eagerness. Wherever it is available, one must purchase it immediately. No qualifications from one's previous life will help one to attain Krishna consciousness. Only eagerness and faith are important. And what is the effect of Krishna consciousness? Vidyate hridya grantis chiddante sarva samshaya kshiyante chasya karmani drishte mai drishte kilatmani. Our inner aspiration for rasa, ecstasy, is buried in the heart, and the heart is tied down and sealed. So, buried, then tied down, and then sealed. Okay, our inner aspiration for rasa, ecstasy, is buried in the heart, and the heart is tied down and sealed. But hearing and chanting the glories of Krishna breaks the seal of the heart, and the heart awakens and opens to receive Krishna, the reservoir of pleasure, ecstasy himself. Raso vaisa akhila rasamrita murti. The heart wants ecstasy. Our heart's concern is with ecstasy, charm, and sweetness. And this is felt by the heart, not by the brain. So the heart has been given the most importance. The next effect is felt in the plane of knowledge. After getting a taste of divine sweetness, suspicion vanishes. Rasavarjam rasaupyasya param drishtava nivartate. When we have a taste of real ecstasy, rasa, then all doubts are cleared. By getting a taste of Krishna consciousness, the heart is captured, and when the heart is captured, the ecstasy of love of Godhead, prem, begins to flow. Being satisfied, the heart will say, "This is what I was searching for." Then the brain will follow, thinking, "Yes, there can be no doubt. This is the highest goal of our search. Dissolve everything else." The heart will say, I have attained prema, divine love. This is the highest thing. Stop all works from now on. Then karma will close all its workshops. After coming in touch with Krishna consciousness, the first result is that the heart awakens. When the heart is captured, the brain approves, and our karma, energizing in the wrong direction, stops. Krishna consciousness is the real wealth of the heart.
Prabhu,
Yes.
I don't think we're on Facebook anymore.
Really?
It's not showing any video.
What is wrong here? Hold on.
It stopped at 6:53.
Okay, I'm gonna have to do something because this is a recurring problem.
Are you cross-posting?
Yeah, I am.
It gave me a problem a while back, too. Facebook did something.
Because this is. Can you check? Are we on?
I don't see it. Not on the Seva Ashram Facebook page.
Hold on. This is bizarre. Oh yeah. No, we're off. We gotta go back again. We gotta go back again. Wow, okay. It says, so I have to end live video and then go back, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's saying you have to end the live video.
It's not even. Facebook is not even ending the live video.
Yeah.
Okay. No. Okay. Post live. Okay. Thank you, Prabhu, for keeping an eye on that.
Yeah. I share it with Bhakti Connect.
Okay.
So I noticed there too, it just stopped.
Yeah. So should I continue to cross post or what do I do?
Well, what I do now, because I'm afraid because the cross posting wasn't working for me when I was trying it for the movie night. And so what I do now is I post it on one Facebook page and then I go to that Facebook page and just share it to the other Facebook page. And that doesn't give me any problem. But I don't know if it's actually cross post that's doing it or what. But that's what, when I tried to cross post, and I tried several times.
Okay.
Maybe you can start from the beginning of the chapter, Prabhu.
Okay. Friend of the fallen. So we will kind of start again the next chapter as for the benefit of the ones who were cut off. And the chapter reads, friend of the fallen. Although it is the duty of justice to seek qualifications, mercy has no such limits. Divine mercy does not care for any qualifications, but is always ready to compensate the weak and unfit. Only one thing is required, our sincere eagerness to receive mercy. In Chaitanya Charitamrita it is said, Krishna bhakti rasa bhavita mati kriyatam yadi kutopi labhyate tatra laulyam api mulyam ekalam janma koti sukratairana labhyate. Pure devotional service to Krishna cannot be obtained by performing pious activities even for millions of births. It can be purchased only by paying one price: intense eagerness. Wherever it is available, one must purchase it immediately. No qualifications from one's previous life will help one to attain Krishna consciousness. Only eagerness and faith are important. And what is the effect of Krishna consciousness? Vidyate hridya granthesh chiddante sarva samshaya kshiyante chasya karmani mai drishte khilatmani. Our inner aspiration for rasa, ecstasy, is buried in the heart, and the heart is tied down and sealed. But hearing and chanting the glories of Krishna breaks the seal of the heart. And the heart awakens and opens to receive Krishna, the reservoir of pleasure, ecstasy himself, raso vaisa, akhila rasamrata murti. The heart wants ecstasy. Our heart's concern is with ecstasy. And this is, our heart's concern is with ecstasy, charm, and sweetness. And this is felt by the heart, not by the brain. So the heart has been given the most importance. The next effect is felt in the plane of knowledge. After getting a taste of divine sweetness, suspicion vanishes. Rasavarjam rasavapyasya param dashtava nivartate. When we have a taste of real ecstasy, rasa, then all doubts are cleared. By getting a taste of Krishna consciousness, the heart is captured, and when the heart is captured, the ecstasy of love of Godhead, prema, begins to follow. Being satisfied, the heart will say, "This is what I was searching for." Then the brain will follow, thinking, "Yes, there can be no doubt. This is the highest goal of our search. Dissolve everything else." The heart will say, "I have attained prema, divine love. This is the highest thing. Stop all works from now on." Then karma will close all its workshops. After coming in touch with Krishna consciousness, the first result is that the heart awakens. When the heart is captured, the brain approves, and our karma, energizing in the wrong direction, stops. Krishna consciousness is the real wealth of the heart. It is the nature of divine mercy to extend itself without caring for any law. The only consideration is our eagerness to accept it. Mercy is offered in this way. Do you want this? If we simply agree, yes, it is wonderful and most tasteful, then we can have it. If our prayer is genuine, then nothing else is required. It is a simple transaction. If we want it, we will get it. Krishna consciousness is most simple. Whether one is fit or unfit is unimportant. Anyone who simply wants it may have it. Just a quick pause here. He's saying it, and the acharyas previously have said this. And if you look at this, what we just read, this last paragraph, then you will see fit and unfit, they're a function of our abilities. And to want it or to not want it is a function of our choice. Remember, we've talked about this. Always choice over ability. But the way Param Guru Maharaj is explaining is poetic. I'm just trying to not be poetic. And what of those who don't want this divine gift? And what of those who don't want this divine gift? Okay, I see another problem. Hold on. Are we still live?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Because I have the monitor here and I can see it dropping. Unbelievable. Luckily picked back up again. All right. And what of those who don't want this divine gift? For them, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu distributed special mercy through his most magnanimous canvassing agent, Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Sri Nityananda Prabhu won't allow even those who want to avoid Krishna consciousness to escape. If someone says, I don't want it, Nityananda Prabhu won't allow it. He will say, no, you must want it. I request you earnestly, take it, use it, and you will be able to feel the value of Krishna consciousness. To capture the market, a clever merchant may distribute free samples of his product to his customers, saying, take one free. There is no question of paying any price now. I am giving this away. Use it, and if you feel the value, the utility of my product, buy it. And then afterwards, everyone will purchase. Please accept Gauranga. Next section. In a similar way, Nityananda Prabhu traveled throughout Bengal, making his humble appeal. Nityananda Prabhu would knock at the door and fall at the feet of his customers, crying, please accept this, don't dismiss me, don't drive me away, please do what I say. Give all your attention to Gauranga, and you will be benefited beyond expectation. This is my request to you. He would shed tears, roll at their door and say, you are reluctant to accept this, but have no doubts. I implore you, take it, believe me, please accept Gauranga. In this way, Nityananda Prabhu used to wander down both sides of the Ganges, roaming here and there and preaching about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Nityananda Prabhu knows only Gauranga. He is represented in Krishna Leela as Baladev. Baladev apparently performed the Rasa Leela, but at heart was only arranging Rasa Leela for Krishna. His nature shows the experts of devotion that he is always dedicated to Krishna. Otherwise, he would not be Baladev. He has no individual thoughts for his own enjoyment. Every atom of his body is always eager to make arrangements for the enjoyment of Krishna. In a similar way, every atom of the body of Nityananda Prabhu is conscious transcendental substance. Quick trivia. What would we call that? Conscious transcendental substance. I see someone smile.
You might say Jimmo.
Oh, okay, all right. Someone's being humble. Conscious transcendental substance. And every atom of his body is meant only for the service and satisfaction of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Next section, come down from your throne. One day Mahaprabhu's mother Sachi Devi had a dream that Krishna and Balaram went on a throne, and Nityananda Prabhu was addressing Baladev, come down from your throne. Your days are over. Now my Lord Gauranga will be installed. Baladev refused. No, I have my Lord, Krishna. There was a fight, but Nityananda Prabhu was stronger, and he took Baladev down from the throne, saying, your day has gone. Now the time for my master, Gauranga, has come. You're a trespasser, a usurper. You must come down. And Baladev could not defeat Nityananda, who took him down from the throne. This is the nature of Nityananda Prabhu's relationship with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He has nothing of his own. His everything is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. As Baladev is to Krishna, Nityananda Prabhu is to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The aim of Sriman Mahaprabhu's descent was to distribute the devotional service of Vrindavan most generously. On the other hand, Nityananda Prabhu used to sing, Bhaja Gauranga Kaha Gauranga Laha Gauranga Ranam Je Jane Gauranga Bhaje Se Amar Pran. Worship Gauranga, speak of Gauranga, chant Gauranga's name. Whoever worships Sri Gauranga is my life and soul. Nityananda Prabhu tried his best to make the people at large accept Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What did he say? Come straight to the campaign of Sri Chaitanya and you will safely attain Vrindavan. Of course, Navadvip, the abode of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is no less valuable than Vrindavan, the abode of Krishna. The same rasa which is found in Vrindavan is present in another feature in Navadvip. Some devotees have a special attraction for Vrindavan Leela, others have a special attraction for Navadvip Leela. And a third group represents both camps. But Navadvip is the most generous. In Vrindavan, the pastimes of Krishna are confined to a confidential circle, but in Navadvip, those pastimes are distributed. Gaur Leela is more generous than Krishna Leela. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explains his conception of the difference between Gaur Leela and Krishna Leela. This is Madhya chapter 25, verse 261. Krishna Leela Amrita Sara Tara Shata Shata Dhar Dashadike Bahe Yaha Haite Se Chaitanya Leelahaya Sarova Rakṣhaya Mano Hansa Charah Tahate. He says, there is no doubt that we find the highest nectarian taste of rasa in Krishna Leela. But what is Gaur Leela? In Gaur Leela, the nectar of Krishna Leela is not confined to a limited circle, but is being distributed on all sides. It is just as if from all 10 sides of the nectarian lake of Krishna Leela, hundreds of streams are flowing. Our highest aspiration is to achieve the service of Srimati Radharani, but in the beginning, we must approach Sri Nityananda Prabhu through his manifest representation, the Guru. Nityananda Prabhu consolidates the foundation which helps us progress further in devotion. Quick progress without a good foundation invites a negative reaction. So, the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu is our primary necessity. This approach culminates in the service of Srimati Radharani. Nitayar karuna habe, braje Radha Krishna bhave. To be reinstated as a servant of the servant to the extreme degree is the philosophy of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Our goal is not to become one with Krishna. To receive service, we want to render service. The predominated moiety of the Absolute Truth is negative potency. The energy that serves, and the predominating moiety receives that service. Our best interest will be reached when, according to our constitutional nature, we attain our position in the line of servitors in the negative predominated moiety, not by considering ourselves one with the positive predominating moiety. By the grace of Nityananda Prabhu, we develop our attraction for Sri Gauranga. If we receive the grace of Sri Gauranga, we receive everything in the highest degree. And that is the safest way to approach Radha Govinda. If we try to achieve Radha Govinda in some other way, our attempt will naturally be artificial and defective. If we approach Radha Govinda directly, avoiding Sri Gauranga, there will be great difficulty. An investment in Navadip. Therefore, we should invest all our energy in the service of Sri Gauranga. We're having more problem here.
Your lovely face is frozen on the screen.
Oh, wow. And it's not even Halloween. Did it start?
Not yet. I mean, we're still live too, so. Oh.
Predominating.
Still live.
Are we live now? Okay, so now I'm not even gonna apologize because there's no point. Okay, this was like, okay, this episode right here was like about 4 or 5 seconds? No, more. Anyway. Okay, this looks like we're back on. All right. Therefore, we should invest all our energy in the service of Sri Gauranga. Then we shall automatically find ourselves being lifted towards the highest level. Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur prays. Yatha yatha gaur padara vindet bhaktim krita punna rashi. Tatha tathopasarpati hridya kasmad radha padamboj sudamburashi. As much as we devote ourselves to the lotus feet of Sri Gauranga, we will automatically achieve the nectarian service of Srimati Radharani in Vrindavan. An investment in Navadip Dham will automatically take one to Vrindavan. How one has been carried there will be unknown to him. But those who have good fortune invest everything in the service of Gauranga. If they do that, they will find that everything has automatically been offered to the divine feet of Srimati Radharani. She will accept them in her confidential service and give them engagement, saying, "Oh, you have a good recommendation from Navadip. I immediately appoint you to this service." Srimati Radharani is introduced in the form of Gauranga with the added element of magnanimity. No selfish sensualism, can enter our consideration of the pastimes of Sri Gauranga, for there he appears as a sannyasi and a devotee. Of course, if we are to analyze Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we shall find Krishna in the garb of Radharani. According to the impersonal philosophers, when negative and positive combine, they become non-differentiated oneness. But Vaishnava philosophy says that when both positive and negative aspects of Godhead are combined, personality is not lost. Rather, in the garb of the negative, the positive is converted and begins searching for himself in the mood of the highest searcher. According to Vaishnavism, when positive and negative combine, they do not create equilibrium. Rather, their dynamic character is always maintained. The combination of Radha and Govinda is Sri Gauranga, and by the grace of Nityananda Prabhu, we may be attracted to Sri Gauranga.
Even on the material plane, Prabhuji, positive and negative combined, they do not become neutral. It is neutral, energized, and added to that is energy. So that neutral is really dancing. So even if you think about this word, an electron and a positron, they combine and they have very high energy radiation. So if anybody has any understanding, even of the physical world, it's a very gross reflection of the material world. Only if you look at totality, you'll find positive and negative does not become zero. Because in the first place, it was never, it's the energies of positive and negative that you're seeing. So,
for some reason, persons of the other kind of, the equilibrium kind of persuasion think, for some reason, that unmanifest, whenever they encounter the word unmanifest, it freaks them out, like, see, unmanifest. And there's no question of any kind of person. Why? Because it's unmanifest. And then they go into the deep Vedanta aphorisms and whatnot, and having heard some of them, but very basic understanding of Bhagavad Gita is enough to counter that fact. Maya tatamidam sarvam jagat avyakta murtina. Just this, let's forget rest of the verse. Just this. Lord is saying, Maya tatamidam jagat avyakta murtina. What does that mean? Avyakt means unmanifest.
mm-hmm.
I am pervading, I am everywhere, I'm pervading this entire world. Sarvam jagat avyakta murtina. So one side he's saying avyakta, which is not manifest, and on the other side he's using what? Murti, which indicates personality.
Mm-hmm.
So how is it that one is postulating that unmanifest cannot have a personality? What is that? Where does that come from? Matsthani sarva bhutani na chaham tesho sthita. But like even in subjective evolution, we're reading that the real student of consciousness will not be able to conceive of consciousness without personality. It is just not possible. So these rudimentary, superficial understandings continue to pollute the spiritual essence throughout. And for some reason, these people, they flood like YouTube and so many other places, and it's all misinformation, unauthorized. But they will continue to do it. And people continue to flock to their paid classes and series of retreats and, all of that. But they will not try to understand the truth as it is. Tatra laulyam api mulyam ekalam na janma koti sukratayara labhyate. Who understands this? Hare Krishna. So we will pause here. I want to troubleshoot this thing. I don't know how, but it just really buggy right now. This whole either Facebook has changed something or.
I just made one observation, Prabhuji.
Yes, Arun Prabhu, please.
Just made, and that's again, so people of the materialistic thought can think about it. We cannot be like totally confident, I know everything, and an ant that is walking on a balloon. And to the ant, the reality is, balloon, here I exist, and this is a flat surface. This is two-dimensional world. There is no three-dimension. No matter how much I tell the ant, as long as the ant want to maintain its ahankar identity, it is always, no, what I perceive and understand is all there is, and totally blocked to a higher mercy trying to tell the ant, yes, what you see is what it is, yet still there is another dimension that you do not see, perceive. Only if there is some loosening of this knot in the heart with mercy, that this faith can penetrate with the grand truth of the nature of existence. So, and that's how people with very very knotted heart, very very materialistic outlook should really see the weakness and limitation of that perspective and that cognition function that may make them believe all that is material is all that should be trusted.
Hare Krishna. All we could do is pray to Nityananda Prabhu, pray to Gurudev, Gauranga's mercy somehow may extend itself, and we will be happy to be instruments if need be. But yeah, so give me a second, let me round up the troops and I'll be right back.
Stop yourself, sir. I don't even remember anymore, but maybe it is. Go ahead. Okay. And then on Tuesday we'll go. Okay. Yeah.
That's what they did.
Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda.
Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Prabhu Nityananda.
Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Shri Advaita
Gadadhara Shivasadi
Hariharaya Namah Krishnaya Yadavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Giridhari Gopinatha Madana Mohan Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath Ichhai Gosai Kori Charana Vandan Jaha hoite Vignana Shabishta Puran Ichhai Gosai Jar Mui Taradas Tansavara Padarenu Mora Panchagras Tandera Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanevas Jana me mora ei abhilash Ana Gosai Jabe Braja Koilabas Shri Radha Krishna Nitya Leela Korila Prakash Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Brindaban Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majayaman Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koreyas Hari Naam Sankirtana Ko Hai Narottama Das Hari Haraya Namah Krishnaya Yadavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaura Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jai Gauranga Sundar, Jai Gauranga Sundar, Jai Gauranga Sundar, Jai Gauranga Sundar.
Jai. Okay, Anika ji, please. You can start the Jai. Jai.
Om Vishnu Padmansha Padavari Chatyara Vriya Asthate Sati Shri Srimad Bhakti Sundar Dev-Goswāmī Mahārāj ki Jai. Om Vishnu Padmansha Padavari Chatyara Vriya Asthate Sati Shri Srimad Bhakti Rakṣhak Dev-Goswāmī Mahārāj ki Jai. Om Vishnu Padmansha Padavari Chatyara Vriya Asthate Sati Shri Srimad Bhakti Sanatana Saraswati Thakur ki Jai. Om Vishnu Padmansha Shrodas Babji Mahārāj ki Jai. Om Vishnu Padmansha Chachi Nanda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki Jai. Om Vishnu Padmansha Jagnadas Babji Mahārāj ki Jai. Rupanuga Gurvarga ki Jai. Charshal Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vinda ki Jai. Baladev Subhadra Jagnath ji ki Jai. Śrīla Vishwanath Thakur Prabhu ki Jai. The Shri Narottama Shamanda Srinivasacharya Prabhu ki Jai. The Vrindavan Thakur ki Jai. The Krishna Das Kaviraj ki Jai. The Prasada Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki Jai. The Prasada Sriman Mahaprabhu ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Ram Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki Jai. Lakshmi Pradeva ki Jai. The Bhakti Vigna Vinashaya Shri Nrsimha Deva ki Jai. Bhakti Prabhupada Mahārāj ki Jai. Tulsi Maharani ki Jai. Ganga Jamuna ji ki Jai. Mantarajesham Bhagavatam Chaitanya Charamatra ki Jai. Vishwa Vaishnava Raja Sabha ki Jai. Akrat Mat Raja Shri Chaitanya Mat ki Jai. Adhyasaka Mat ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki Jai. Vishwa Bhabiyata Adhyasaka Mat ki Jai. Shri Damarpur ki Jai. Shri Damravadi ki Jai. Nirvan Pursatam Dham ki Jai. Baladev Subhadra Jagnath ji ki Jai. Shri Govinda Kunda ki Jai. Krishna Shri Bhagangara ji ki Jai. Samvita Vaishnava Mandal ki Jai. Samvita Bhakti Vinda ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Nitya Gopnande Hari Hari.
Hari Hari Bol. Shri Anika ji, Preeti ji, Vikram ji and family ki Jai. Our divine panelists, Sripad Arun Krishna Prabhu ki Jai. Our divine panelist, Sripad Chinmay Dev Prabhu ki Jai. Our divine guest, Nandarani Didi ki Jai. All our Facebook friends and Vaishnavas and devotees ki Jai. Jai Śrīla Bhakti Pavan Janardhan Mahārāj ki Jai. Jai Śrīla Bhakti Nirmalacharya Mahārāj ki Jai. Vishwarenya Śrīla A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Nittai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol.
Jairam Prabhu ki Jai. Aba Didi ki Jai. Ramanika Didi ki Jai. Nat Prabhu ki Jai.
Hare Krishna.